Good, happy Monday morning, September 16, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, police. Shots fired at Manchester home. Police are investigating after a door and window of a Manchester home were shot at Sunday morning. A resident of the home at 320 South Porter Street reported the gunshots about 7 a.m., Manchester police said in a press release. Investigators remained on scene for much of the day. The homeowner told WMUR that 5 people were at the home at the time, but nobody was injured. No arrests have been announced. Police said the incident was not random. Neighbors said although the shooting comes as a surprise, they're not too concerned. Officials say this was not a random shooting. The house, surrounded in yellow police tape, has had investigators with the Manchester Police Crime Line Incident Response Unit coming and going. They marked evidence and searched for clues. Anyone with information is asked to call Manchester Police at 603-668-8711. Veteran raises more than $10,000 for victims, survivors of Randolph motorcycle crash. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Now's the best time of year to get more for your money on a new Mahindra. Enjoy 0% interest.
An emotional journey comes to an end for Marine veteran Dave Roberts. Recovering from spinal surgery, he set out to walk more for himself. That same day, 5 members of the Jarheads Motorcycle Club and 2 supporters were killed, while 3 were injured in a crash in Randolph.
There was a lot of pain, but it was effortless because I had this group that I knew were there watching over me.
The Jarheads!
Roberts walked over 900 miles, raising more than $10,000, $1,000 for each of the families of the victims and the 3 who are recovering.
We're brothers, and that's the other reason when a Marine goes down, our motto is that you jump to attention and you take care of your brothers and their families.
As he's walking, a butterfly came flying over everybody's head and came right over to the Jarheads, and it means a lot to all of us.
Brittany Mazza's father, Al, was president of the club and died in the crash. The walk ended at American Legion Post 51 in Epping, where he was a member. Organizers of the Ride for the Fallen 7 helped coordinate the event.
It was great because they always reach out to the community and see if they can help and come together, and everybody is just always, I've never had anybody say no.
It's just been phenomenal, everybody's support. That's all we can ask for.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Crews locate source of major water leak in Canaan. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Now's the best time of year to get more for your money on a new Mahindra. Enjoy 0% interest.
Well, authorities in Canaan say they have finally found the source of a massive water leak after turning to technology for help. Instead of continuing to dig in the area of Route 4 and Bruce Road, they used special listening devices to find the leak. Water flow in town to residents and businesses is reduced, and people are being told to limit use. Firefighters have been drawing water directly from Canaan Street Lake and transporting it to the water facility to boost their supply.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester police arrest made in connection with suspicious death. Victim ID'd. Police have arrested a man in connection with a suspicious death in Manchester. In a press release, police said the victim, Robert LaChance, 57, of Manchester, was taken to a hospital on Friday after a fight in the 100 block of Spruce Street. LaChance had serious injuries and later died, police said. As a result, Daniel Samara, 44, of Manchester, was arrested and charged with first-degree assault. Samara is expected to be arraigned Monday. Police said it was not a random act. Hudson man accused of assaulting officer after crash. Police arrested a man after a crash that knocked out power in a neighborhood Saturday night. According to officers, 57-year-old David Horn was driving when he hit a utility pole. Officers found him walking away from the scene and tried to stop him. Officers said that Horn resisted arrest and was only able to be surrendered with a taser. He was taken into custody and currently faces many charges, including 7 counts of assault on a police officer, 2 counts of resisting arrest, and an attempt strangulation of a police officer. Horn refused bail. He is scheduled to be arraigned on Monday. Pelham Road was shut down for several hours after the accident while Eversource restored power and repaired the pole. The incident is still under investigation. Dow set to lose more than 150 points on fears spiking oil will slow the global economy. U.S. stock futures dropped Monday morning amid fears that a surge in oil prices following an attack in Saudi Arabia could slow down global economic growth. Renewed calls for Justice Brett Kavanaugh to be impeached. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC World News.
And we begin tonight with Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh facing a new allegation of inappropriate sexual behavior as a college student, as several defenders tonight raced to his side. The allegation, first reported by the New York Times and set to appear in a new book about the embattled justice, describes Kavanaugh exposing himself at a party while he was a student at Yale. The Times reporting the allegation came from a male classmate this time who says he alerted senators and the FBI, but the claim was never investigated. Kavanaugh survived a heated confirmation fight with multiple accusations of sexual misconduct that the FBI said they could not corroborate. Tonight, some Democratic 2020 hopefuls are calling for his impeachment, but Kavanaugh supporters are also raising questions about what they say are major flaws in the New York Times report. ABC's Kira Phillips is at the Supreme Court.
Tonight, new questions about a new report, another sexual assault allegation against Justice Brett Kavanaugh, this one reportedly never pursued by the FBI. The New York Times publishing the previously unreported account of Max Steyer, one of Kavanaugh's former Yale classmates. Writing, Steyer told senators and the FBI he saw Kavanaugh expose himself at a party his freshman year, and saw Kavanaugh's friends pushing him into a female student's hand. Steyer telling ABC News he's not speaking publicly. But Kavanaugh's defenders say the Times essay, adapted from a forthcoming book about the justice, does not tell the full story, pointing out the book says the female student didn't wish to speak publicly, and her friend said she doesn't remember the incident. Today, President Trump also coming to Kavanaugh's defense, tweeting, "He is an innocent man who has been treated horribly. Such lies about him. Brett Kavanaugh should start suing people for libel, or the Justice Department should come to his rescue." After President Trump nominated Kavanaugh to the court, another former Yale classmate, Deborah Ramirez, alleged Kavanaugh exposed himself to her at a different party when they were both drunk. She says she shoved him away, accidentally touching him.
Are Ms. Ramirez's allegations about you true?
Those are not. None of the witnesses in the room support that. If that had happened, that would have been the talk of campus in our freshman dorm.
Ramirez and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, two of the women who stepped forward during Kavanaugh's heated confirmation proceedings, questioning his fitness to serve on the nation's highest court. At the time, the FBI launched an investigation and found no corroboration of the allegations. The justice denied all claims of sexual assault. But this new report prompting Democratic candidates for president to call for Kavanaugh's impeachment. Senator Kamala Harris, who serves on the Senate Judiciary Committee, tweeting, "He was put on the court through a sham process, and his place on the court is an insult to the pursuit of truth and justice." Republicans saying Democrats need to move on.
There's nobody they don't want to impeach. And at some point, they just have to let the anger go.
All right, Kira Phillips joins us now from outside the Supreme Court. And Kira, any indication the House Judiciary Committee would open an investigation? And what's the FBI saying tonight?
Well, it's possible. Sources say it's not likely, though. And Democrats in Congress are saying that their options are limited, and removing Kavanaugh from the bench would require the Republican-controlled Senate to go along. Now, tonight, the FBI is telling me they're not going to comment on this story, Tom. And so far, neither is Justice Kavanaugh.
Kira Phillips. Thank you, Kira.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that did it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And we'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.